clock is off. This is 6:59. That clock is off. I must have stepped off. I must have stepped off. Do you get that? Yeah, that clock is off. Yeah. Can you also turn on your that clock is off? Just FYI.
Minus 30 seconds.
We usually start our meetings with our invocation, so we're going to start. All right, we'll be led by Councilman Hawkins.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessing of the day that you've given to us, and we thank you, Father, for the blessing of this new year. We pray, Father, that this year that you would be with our city council, Father, guide us and direct us. Show us the way that you would have us to go. Give us discernment and wisdom as we make decisions for our city. We thank you, Father, for all the blessings that we received in 2025. We give thanks and praise for all of these in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, we'll call this meeting to order at 6. All right, we'll do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I believe in Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. All right. Good evening, everyone. If you would like to speak at the end of our meeting or on any of our agenda items, there's a sign-up sheet over there in the binder, and those will need to be done pretty quickly as we will pick those up. We will get 3 minutes to be able to speak. All right. So tonight we're going to start by doing our reports and our presentations and our proclamations. So our first proclamation tonight, 2A, is presentation of a proclamation in recognition of Smithson Valley High School athletic excellence and achievement as Texas 5A football state champions. So, whereas the Smithson Valley High School Rangers varsity football team has achieved extraordinary success during the 2025 season, culminating in a Class 5A Division I Texas UIL State Football Championship victory, showcasing exceptional talent, determination, and sportsmanship. And whereas in a dominant performance in the state title game, the Rangers defeated Frisco Lone Star with a commanding score, led by outstanding defense and teamwork that energizes and unites their community. And whereas this championship marks back-to-back state titles for the Rangers, a rare and remarkable accomplishment in Texas high school athletics that reflects unwavering dedication from the student athletes, coaching staff, support personnel, and families. And whereas the Rangers' success brings pride and recognition not only to Smithson Valley High School and the Comal Independent School District, but also to the broader South Texas region, and serves as an inspiration to young athletes throughout our state. And whereas the city of Bulverde celebrates the spirits of excellence, perseverance, and community embodied by these young champions. Now, therefore, I, Helen Hayes, Mayor of the City of Bulverde, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim January 13th, 2026 as Smithson Valley Rangers State Champions Day in Bulverde, and encourage all residents to join in honoring their remarkable achievements. Proclaim this 13th day of January 2026.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good job. All right, thank you. Congratulations.
We appreciate all you guys.
Thank
Yes.
you. Appreciate it.
Proud to represent Bulverde and Smithson Valley community as a whole. You're on big stage like that. Proud to be. Thank you for all.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. I'm just gonna do it from here. To be recognition of the municipal court clerk, Mandy Barrios, 5 years of service, City of Wolverine. Mandy Barrios, we are presenting a plaque to her for 5 years. Presenting with gratitude from the City Council over 2026. And she was also our Employee of the Year. Your applicants,
Okay.
and your employees. The element. Stuff that came inside that. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you.
Do you want to get a photo with the rest of the team?
Yes.
Come on, baby.
All one's in the back.
I'll take that. That works. All right, 3, 2, 1.
All right, 2C. Police Department. Let me give us our summary for the December 25 activities.
Mayor, Council, coming for you the December 2025 monthly report. There were 1,166 calls for service that the police department responded to in the month of December. Had a total of 14 arrests, 20 crashes that we actually investigated and sent in a crash investigation report to the state of Texas. Average speed citation over limit on Highway 21 was 21.1 miles an hour over the limit, 19.9 on Highway 46. No speeding tickets written on 1863 and 20.6 everywhere else inside the city. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or anything on the activity report, I'll be glad to answer that.
Only thing that raised an eyebrow for me was terroristic threats.
Yeah.
Tell me
So,
about that.
so that just, it's about the verbiage in the law.
Okay.
Yeah, and so basically the way terroristic threats reads is any type of threat that causes a response from an emergency services. So like if a kid says, I'm gonna blow up the school, or I'm gonna shoot the school up, that's a terroristic threat, that type of thing. He walks into Walmart and says, I'm gonna kill all y'all in here. We get a response. That's the way the verbiage is written. Very hard to prove in court though.
Understood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other comments, questions, concerns?
So that particular case was a threat against a person, or was it a threat against a person, or was it a threat against?
I think it was a student who made a comment.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, that was a new one.
Other questions?
Any information on the burglaries? Anything?
So we have a picture of someone in all black,
Yes.
covered from the face. All you can see is the eyeballs pretty much, and that's it. So working that case, we don't ever give up on the case. We had a case from On the Grind where someone broke into On the Grind. It's been probably about 5-6 years ago now, and got into the safe. And about a year and a half after the fact, we got him on DNA.
Nice.
Yeah. So if there's anything that we can collect there at the scene, we do it. And so keep our fingers crossed.
Chief, were we the first responders to that, or was it the sheriff?
You talking about 2 burglaries? It was ours. I don't know who the first one was there, but it's a burglary after the fact. They come in the morning and realize, oh, we got hit last night, so it's not something that everybody goes running to or anything like that. It's not very active, in progress. I'd be surprised if the sheriff's office showed up.
Yeah, no, I was just questioning.
Anything else?
Thank you.
It's good. Thank you.
Okay.
Happy New Year. So for this year,
I know you look at page 3 of my report, we collected revenue of $539,472. Of that, a little over $239,000 was accrued back into fiscal year 2025. That was the sales tax, mixed beverage, franchise tax for the third quarter, as well as the hotel motel tax. So that's why if you look on page 4, it shows the year-to-date revenue at $300,000, but my report says $539,000. I wanted to explain that difference to you. Expenditures for the month were just your basic normal expenditures, right at about $656,000. Year-to-date, we're at for 2020, November 2025, it was $1,594,000. About 15.78% of our annual budget. And sales tax, not sales tax, interest income that we earned on our investments in our account was $22,322. And sales tax for the month of November was $305,000. And it's a little over $2,000 less than fiscal year 2025, but at about 4.33% of our fiscal year 2026 budget for sales tax. And if you, the year to date, on here it says the 2025 property tax, the ad valorem tax. We haven't received it yet. I actually received our first deposit today, a little over $2 million, almost $2,100,000. So that's in the bank. And just to let you know, the auditors here are on site this week. And right now, everything seems to be going really well. They got our confirmation letters out to our vendors. Hopefully we'll get those back pretty quick. And we get all of this, all of the responses back timely, which we're going to stay on top of. We are on schedule to present the audit either February or the first meeting in March. So we will be compliant with our 180-day presentation or to the city secretary for the new requirements.
Sharon?
Yes, ma'am.
I have one question. Under the wastewater treatment plant?
Yes.
So under the 25-26 adopted, where we are, we had the wastewater user fees of $400,000. And I know it was a big change from 24 and 25 when it was adopted.
We're actually going to address that. We went back and we were looking at that, and I want to say we were going to bring in an additional, I think it was like another $150,000, because there were 3 months not in the budget when we went back and started looking at numbers of why it was so small.
Okay.
When we were looking at the general ledger for the historical information, there were 3 months that were not included in the original calculation for the budget. So we are going to do a budget adjustment for that. I just need to get my numbers and screw them up and figure it out, and then we'll present it probably next month.
Yeah, because that ended up being a lot different.
Okay. We were looking at that.
Any questions? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public Works?
Good evening, council. Welcome back from the holidays. Public Works during the December season, we try to take advantage of some of the slow traffic. One of the biggest projects that we tackled was Old Bernie Road, the bar ditch and the trees along the northwest side between Boulevard Crossing and Highway 46. It's right there by the auto zone. We did 1 lane closure. We removed about 4 trailer trees. We cleaned up that bar ditch, make it look really nice. We jumped on the other side and cleaned up the tree that was overhanging that bar ditch and signs and stuff. So we took advantage of that. That during the regular season is just very difficult for us. So we just took advantage of that. Other than that, typical, just cleaning the parks, mowing. We're continuing to do road sign assessments. We've collected signs to be replaced and ordered some signs, that were delivered last week. So we'll put a schedule together to start replacing stop signs that are faded, poles that are just rusted, and just get them back into, good shape. We also continue to remove any type of unauthorized bandit sign. Total 55. This number keeps kind of decreasing since we've been out there. And I think the business owners, I mean, they know, like, they put up the sign, I'll be gone by the end of the week. Usually we just do it on Mondays. We may switch around, maybe flip a day or so they will get used to it. They get wise. They get wise. So, also coordinated with Textile regarding dead animals off 1863. They sent out probably a crew 2 weeks ago to remove a lot of the dead carcasses. There's also a website on their Textile website, and you can report yourself any dead animal debris on the road and stuff. So we're trying to take advantage of that. All the tools that we can use, especially with the limited manpower. Perform our normal, routine facilities at the parks. That time of the year, December, we have a lot of leaves blowing on the basketball court. So we have a scheduled task, a daily task for a staff member to go out there and blow the leaves off of there. And so we're doing a lot of that work. Repair some of the stuff on the septic tank, pressure wash some of the pavilions in that area. Other than that, I think that's everything is pretty else normal. Anybody have any questions?
I do. Hey, that little building that's next to the nursing home up there, the little antique building that's there, the Homestead building that's next door to it.
Up there, by the wastewater treatment plant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Do we mow the grass?
No, we don't mow the grass. I believe the contract states with GVRA that they're the responsible party to maintain that area, but I'll double check. And if they don't, then we definitely have that.
All right, because they were mowing too, and they were like mowing all around it, and they didn't know anything around that. And I'm just saying, if you ever had somebody escape out of a nursing home or something, ended up over there in that grass, it may be a liability of facilities.
Yeah.
I'm asking that.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I've talked to the contractor who maintains the median right there on
Yeah, they were all out there today.
because a lot of their maintenance is just they just trim around. They leave a lot of the edges coming off of the road, and you just hit it with your wind side mirror. So talked to them before about going further in. I could always ask again.
Well, the question is about that building.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look into that.
Thank you.
I've got a question. At the park, the lighting that we have, is there a reason, why are the lights that go along the side by the baseball field and all that, why is that not set to turn on?
I think we have a task to diagnose that.
Oh, it's not working?
Yeah, they're not working right now. Yeah, they're not working right now. Yeah, and when we actually did the play gym set, it was one of the things that we kind of should have gotten them to do, but then that would be on us to fix that because they didn't break any of the wires.
I didn't know it was a busted thing. I thought it just wasn't turned on.
If you had X-ray vision at the park, I mean, there are wires.
Yeah.
Everywhere,
Yeah.
there's lines everywhere. So it's one of those things. We have time. We could diagnose it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Aaron, any word on the tree that y'all were gonna put up? The memorial tree that y'all were talking about putting up there that was gonna be metal. Have you got?
Yeah, I think we've discussed that with the parks and rec board, and I'll let them, bring that to you and let you do the presentation. The other one thing in Edgebrook, we did remove that big legacy tree. It was sad. It was big. I mean, unfortunately, it was a hazard. So we had to remove it.
Was that on our dime, or did the owner of the property pay for it?
Now the tree, unfortunately, is on city right away.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Because they did that bump out just to preserve that, and it didn't look healthy.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Cement around it.
Yeah, when you cut out 3/4 of the tree's root, I mean, and think that little stub out's going to save that tree on a tree that probably the roots on that tree are probably 3 times wider than the actual drip line of that tree. So you're talking that root system. of
Yeah,
the
it was a
trees.
final nail in it.
Yeah,
It's
so
unfortunate.
them doing that looks good on paper, but not good.
I think that's KB's motto.
Yeah, it choked that tree, poor thing, but, we removed it, we ended up removing it.
Well done.
Right, Parks and Rec?
Our meeting was pretty short and sweet last time. We discussed at length the repair needed for the park benches. And a motion was made to request the Optimus Club's donation of $10,000 for a budget amendment allocated for the park towards the bench repairs. That's in the works right now, I believe. So, working on that. We voted on a donation of a little lending library for the Kaywitz Park. You'll see that on your agenda tonight. Donated by the Kaywitz family for that little area. It's arriving tomorrow. Public Works will be installing it soon. Our star party with the San Antonio Astronomers Club is rescheduled for March 7th, 26th. We'll be talking about that at our next meeting, and I'll bring that for you at the February meeting. Talk about a little more about it. Our Texas Parks and Wildlife rep had to reschedule. She was supposed to come in December, but she had a conflict. So she's coming for January. We have a lot of questions for her. We're hoping to get some answers on what our possibilities are with grants for the parks and the trails, and hopefully have some access to that. We're putting together a lot of good ideas and events coming to the park. One of them is that wall for the area to thank people. Dominic's getting together some numbers for you, so we'll have that for you probably for February. That's about it right now.
Angie, what did you say? What is the estimate for the bench repair?
That's something that's in the works. I think Public Works is getting some numbers together. So
Oh, it's 9,000.
Now, is that replacing the slats
What is that
or is that
entail?
replacing benches?
That's replacing slats for the benches.
Just the, okay, and the table.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, we go around and unfortunately, yeah,
You know, we're going back and forth and then delaying, trying to get the different contractors and get, pricing and stuff. And some contractors come in and say, okay, yeah, we can just do the tables and you don't have enough for the chairs. So, I was referred to a vendor who's helped out a lot of cities within our area. So he helped us out. So, we're able to get both the slats for the benches and the tables.
Are these composite or they?
It's composite.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so it's we're yeah, it's yeah.
we wanted to get a warranty out of it as well.
No, I think it's perfect.
Yeah,
You're doing a good job on
We
that.
did quite a bit of research and tried to, so we were able to do that.
we're not adding any benches, right? This is just the repair what we
Just
have.
the repair.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Moving to regular agenda items number 3. 3A, we're going to discuss and consider approval of the city council meetings from the following meeting dates. We'll go on, first one will be for regular city council meeting on December 9th, 2025. Everybody review, anybody have any questions?
I saw nothing wrong with it.
I think we were all okay on that one?
Yep.
All right, so do I have a motion to approve those?
Yeah, I'll move to approve the city council meeting minutes from December 9th and December 18th.
I'll second that.
We have a second from Councilman Hayes. All right, and you want to vote on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. 3B, discussion and possible action on the donation of a little free library to Davis Park located at 30580 Cougar Bend, Laverne, Texas 78163.
Yeah, so this is a donation from the Kraywitz family, and we have someone there, Bill Kraywitz and Miss Kraywitz, of course, Jason Kraywitz. The donation goes to the Kraywitz Frisbee Park. We'll be placing a little free library in that location that was donated by the Kraywitz family. So we just wanted to bring it to council for your approval. And of course, it's recognized the Kraywitz, thanking him for the donation.
Hey, so little library is boxes,
Right.
Yeah.
the little
Books
mini,
in it.
where you can exchange books?
Yeah, it's like, when we have the books.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
This one's composite, so it won't fall apart.
We think will help with the hearing.
Gonna promote it.
The litter,
Good statistics, which I'm gonna put in there here. Right.
literacy rate.
Pre-cal.
Do you have a plan for collecting books? Are you looking for books? What
There's
do you-
two programs I got for Nelson. Yeah, and I'm also in talking with the Liberty Public Library and they're.
So, and people can exchange there,
Correct.
and we're gonna put instructions on it, on how it functions, so that people know and all that good stuff. Because if not, we may end up with a stack of books thrown next to it,
Yeah.
right?
Well, the Bulverde community part, that one's full. I checked it the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full to the
And
brim.
I think that
And that's why I don't
that
want
was
this one in
good.
there, books on the
Right,
side.
I know, this would be good.
I just don't want the box, sitting there that somebody brings over there and then it's blowing in our wind, right? And maybe I'll have them pick it up, so.
I don't think we've had a lot of problems with one.
Yeah, but it's little,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm thinking, that's why I was saying that.
The little ring there, don't have a book for.
Yeah. Okay.
The old budget.
Okay, so when is it gonna be installed?
Whenever delivery is, well, as soon as delivery is confirmed,
Sometime tomorrow.
yeah, we'll put it on our staff schedule and then, we'll
And
install
where
it.
are we putting it?
We're putting it at, well, I think we'll discuss that when we
I
go.
was thinking right next to the spot,
Right,
but wherever the dirt's gonna go.
yeah. We could discuss that when we get out there, see exactly what we want.
There was actually somebody doing frisbee golf out there when I came by this. So,
Mhm.
okay, all right, so, I'll make this motion, that we approve the action on the donation of the Little Free Library to Paywoods Park located at 30580 Cougar Bend, Bulverde, Texas, to be installed by our Public Works Department, upon arrival.
A second.
Second? Okay, sorry.
Thank you again.
And, all in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, appreciate that. Okay, moving on. Discuss and consider approval of an ordinance of the city of Bulverde, Texas, amending the budget for fiscal year 25-26, repealing conflicting ordinances, providing a severability clause, and providing an effective date.
This is just the recognition of the donation to the park fund for the $10,000 for the repairs to the bench and tables. So we will increase the revenue line on the budget and then also increase the expense line on the budget.
And we haven't received this money though yet.
We have not yet, but I did reach out to the Parks and Friends point of contact. I can't remember.
Friends of the park,
What's that? Okay. I did reach out to him and tell him that we were planning to do the benches, the slabs as well as the tables. And so he said, once we confirm that, he would get the check to us. We should
So-
be getting it anytime.
Okay, so we're not gonna pay for it first and then get reimbursed. We're gonna let that money come in. Okay.
Can you do that?
Any questions?
I did tell him that we were gonna discuss it tonight at the meeting to increase the budget on both line items so that, he knows that it's legit and we're happening.
Questions?
Sounds good.
Any questions? Questions? Okay, do I have a motion here?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve an ordinance of the city of Liberty amending the budget for fiscal year 2025-26, repealing conflicting ordinance, providing a severability date, providing an effective date, with the $10,000 park fund. I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Sharon. 3D, discuss and consider direction to staff regarding the 2026 bar ditch and culvert maintenance program.
Good afternoon, council, mayor. PowerPoint. This presentation will look familiar to you. I brought this presentation back in June, for your consideration and direction on it. At that time, it was tabled, the item was brought back, in June 2025. Council requested to wait until the outcome of the TCQ fine. The TCQ fine currently right now, it's in the final process for approval. The outcome of the fine is they are going to supplement, we committed a supplemental environmental project to supplement for that fine. What that SEP is basically our MS4 plan program that was already in effect to take into effect once we got our permit. So they were able to accept that as the project itself. Now it's just a matter of just finalizing paperwork and waiting for bureaucracy for them to.
Is that in lieu of
Well, that's good
monetary
news.
fine?
Yeah, it's in lieu of the fine. Yes,
So like a compliance action approach.
correct.
All
Yes,
right, that's
yeah, yeah. So
So would you
was good.
just explain to those who don't know what the MS4 program is?
yeah, so the MS4 program is a program set out by TCEQ to monitor stormwater development in the area of your city. Any storm runoff into inlet drains, bardages, illicit discharge of oil, grass clippings. There's a slew of things that are that would warrant a fine if you actually did that in the city, and the compliance in that falls within the city. The responsibility of the city is to keep track of all the illicit discharges. We also have to do site visits to projects that are 1 acre or more. Current standard right now is 80% of projects within the city that are 1 acre or more. We need to go out there and inspect it, pre-inspection, during construction, and after construction of the property. You're talking about fencing. One of the other measures is the driveway approach with the construction rock on it. Making sure that the trucks and stuff, that when they come off the property, they don't bring all that mud onto the road. That's part of the MS4 program. And also education. Part of the program is also educating the constituents on, you just can't throw gasoline on, or oil down the bar ditch or down a drain. I got an email from TWC regarding a carpet cleaning company emptying out his wastewater in a storm inlet off a canyon, Copper Canyon. Which is not ours. It's Comau. So we submitted that over to Comau so they can and things like that. If residents see that, they report it to us. Our obligation for that is to go out and to do the inspection of that. So it's a very important. At some time, I know the city had the permit, but and obviously we didn't have it, so therefore puts us in that situation that we are right now.
Okay, so my question about the MS4 programs, and I know, I just want to know before we move on to this, is who's going to be in charge of going out to do those inspections? And do we have the personnel to do that, to be able to continue this program?
We will be having we would have to contract some of the inspections out. I've talked to the engineering firm that is actually developing the MS4 program, which is our own call engineering firm, Fraser Nichols. They have the capability to go out and do the inspections post-pre and all that. There's several other companies that can do inspections as well. We don't have the staff to do it, but it doesn't matter because we're obligated to do it.
Okay, so do we have a price for this for yearly? Do we know what it's going to cost?
Once TCQ comes back with their final, layout, our next step is to we've already started creating all the standard SOPs, and we go to the next phase, cost phase, and then that'll be something we bring to budget on how much that's going to cost.
Well, we kind of don't have a choice, do we? Because we're going to have to do it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's.
What sort of licensing requirements or anything like that is there for the inspector?
There are programs out there that do license you as a stormwater inspector. I can do stormwater inspection if I went out and got my license and stuff. As a matter of fact, I actually signed up for a program in March over in the city of Schertz to kind of see what that program entails and how much is entailed. I've talked to other cities who are about our size as far as their MS4 program goes. And, it's, of course, they have a little larger staff than we do, and it's manageable, but without not knowing, like how many properties we have that are in development, it could differ. I mean,
I say, because it may be cheaper to bring somebody on that has that can then be used for all the other things, for public works, than whatever the engineering company or whoever is gonna pay us.
Yeah.
That's what something.
yeah, they will charge.
Seems like this big dish, so it's gonna be pretty expensive, because I'm sure there's not many options for folks to go out there and perform the inspection. So
Yeah.
the cost analysis and the ask for some more personnel would be ideal.
Yeah.
If we had code enforcement in-house, that would be in their wheelhouse too, so.
I would be shocked if the cost of more expensive than bringing on
I don't know.
I would be shocked. Yeah. I just something I would explore to make sure that I didn't get
So thought process on this is why I'm originally questioning all this, is I'd really like for us to look at what the cost is, okay? What our options are, whether bringing somebody in-house, I mean, we need to look at HR and what all that would entail if we had to do that. Could we bring it on with code compliance? Maybe not, right? Or if somebody that was already here went and got licensed, like you just said. But we really need to look at this, because this is gonna be an expensive, program that we don't have a choice, that we have to implement. But right now, it's not in our budget, and based upon what our budget is going to change, probably maybe by 27, we need to really look at this and the what if, right?
Yeah, the
so-
big reason I brought it back was have a conversation.
Right.
Where are we at?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I didn't want to just leave it there and say, oh, I'll wait.
And I'm going to let former
Is
mayor.
it something that the B&B, the building inspector could do?
Yeah, it's something, I've spoken to B&B and they're capable to do the inspections as well while they're out there doing the actual inspection, the home
I'm
inspection.
gonna interrupt this one, we're way off topic.
We are, we're going back. I just needed to know this before we move on to the other, because in June, this was, we wanted to know this answer, right, before we moved on to the ditch. So, we're taking care of where we were back in June. Okay, all right.
Our stormwater system, I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, besides Singing Hills, I mean, what we have far dishes.
Yeah.
All right, so. let's go to the
Okay,
next.
so we're returning to revisit the item and move forward. I took last time I brought the presentation, I had maybe 10, 15 pictures of location and drainage culverts that needed replacement, repair, head walls, barbage removal, barbage repair and stuff. So, I took those out, but I have them on the side. So the locations of the culvert maintenance is, initially, just to give you a refresher on this. Back when I came in, I had a third-party contractor go out there and as a favor, inspected our culverts in that area and went out and visually looked at them and said, yeah, and took pictures of them, gave me the GPS coordinations and said, this one is it's rusted, the culvert is full of silt. Some had trees in front of them and stuff. So basically what the program is designed to do is to clear out all that silt, make sure that the water flows correctly as it's designed to do. Of course, the program will follow all the storm drain design criteria manual that was implemented back I think last year. So we'll follow those guidelines as well. So we won't be going off anything that's anything different. Oh, that's it. Right now, I just want to see what direction council would like us to be going.
Yeah, Aaron, I got a question.
Yes.
You're gonna change some in sections too, right? When are we gonna change the safety ends there at Casey and Bowardy Road? The ones that are about a foot tall out of the right of way?
Yes, that I passed by that one. We would love.
We need to prioritize that.
Yeah. What
not
we
really
tried to
safe.
do on that one on this drainage culvert program, because Lewis Creek was in a floodway. You know, we're focusing on that floodway
Right.
design, you know, making sure that we stay to that. And $100,000 seems like a lot of money, but when you start to, you know, do some construction work and inflation going up, you know, we're you know, we could definitely do that.
Right.
And plus, you know, there's other drainage ditches
Yeah,
that,
those ones up over there, they're just unsafe.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna run into it.
yeah, there's different ones, but yes.
Okay, Councilman Hayes, questions?
No, I don't. I mean,
Councilman Alpino?
Yeah, so our budget's $100,000 for
Yes.
this support, right? And,
And just to give you, sorry to interrupt, but just to give you a refresher on the 100,000 from last year, that 100,000 just rolled over to this
okay, so it's a rolling not $200,000, is it?
year. No, it's
$100,000.
just 100.
And how, so this was recommended by your third party consultant, these locations?
Mhm.
Okay, and that is by,
Yeah,
I guess, the area of silt, maybe that needs to be cleaned out.
Silt, can you pull up the silt built up, corroded pipes, like for example, this one, corroded pipe, I mean, see how corroded that is?
There's
It's
some,
probably undersized as well.
there's some solid pop too. on truck
Yeah,
pop.
yes, there's.
The
quite-
other area needs a lot of work.
Wow.
Look at that one's halfway full of, it looks like concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crushed at the end. Head wall on this one is just concrete. This one's got the trees inside of it. I mean,
Yeah,
this one's got trees and a utility box. Looks like a utility box.
wow.
This
Um,
look like findings from an audit.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when I asked if he would do it, he said, "Yeah, you know, I'm glad to do it." So, you know, he brought all the issues that, not all of them, because there's probably still more. But I mean, I was like, okay, I can't do all of them.
Yeah.
I'd rather just concentrate on the ones that are
Your priority, right? Your
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah, the priority is more on this side would be the
Ones that are closed up, maybe with concrete or.
closed up.
Isn't there one in OVM where they took a skid steer and covered the end of the pipe
I think so.
and the water tops over the road now?
Yes.
Yeah, there's one.
So like, we also have bordage work because the program does include bordage work, not necessarily just culverts. But I know they did bordage work, I think 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, did bordage work. I really wanted to focus more on the culverts.
Yeah.
This is actually one of the ones that we actually went in there and started cleaning this one out ourselves. And the reason why we placed it on the program itself was because of the traffic on this one. I mean, we were like, you know, at that time, I had 2 employees. Now that I have 3, it gave me the opportunity to go ahead and clean it out. So that really helped out.
At least something's growing.
Yeah. This is an issue on Deerfield Terrace. You see the erosion, and you can see the direction of where that water's going to, that property. So what we'd love to do is get a contractor to come out there with the equipment and the ability to do this and, you know, knock out some of that rock and reshape some of that water to flow. You can see where the bordage is way down at the end to direct that water towards the end.
So this is private property that's being damaged due to improper ditches and maintenance. Is that,
Yeah, this is our right of way coming off of.
this is the right of way?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's coming off of, that actually, the inlet off of that is off of a driveway culvert. And it's just directing water.
Yeah, I would say if you can identify any of these ditches that need immediate care to prevent damage to personal property, I would say, however you're tracking it, I would elevate those items, get those addressed.
Yeah.
Before, because really, that's not something a private property owner wants to pay taxes to an entity that is not gonna care for something.
Yes.
Yeah, you get it.
Correct. And
It's only a matter of time before it rains again. So.
in a matter of time.
You know, and then one of the other things too is that the MS4 is going to allow us to, as a city, to enforce like damage to the stormwater, right? Because that, you know, that, I think that's what some of that MS4 gives us teeth now to, you know, get that water quality. So if there is reports of the culvert being closed up because I don't want water running through there, you know, that's probably where the city has an enforceable action now to take on that. So I don't know where that's laid out. Need to read the program on that, but
Or if a developer's out there, you know, working on a piece of land and he doesn't have self-fencing, concrete, you know, pathway to get out of the property and illicit discharge, I mean, you can talk about anything really. I mean, I think even, I think there's even a section where the dog can't poop on the grass.
But if we find out that an entity is damaging our culverts and such through whatever activity, that's a TCEQ issue at that point, no?
that could be by the MS4 as well now.
Yeah, so the MS4 allows us to alert TCEQ to a violation and they would come and investigate, no?
I don't think TCQ will come in and investigate. I think the reporting action, what we do on it, and the ordinance that is set out for the MS4 is what we need to apply and the penalties that are assessed to that property. It's not
I mean, that's
necessarily,
part.
yeah, it's not, yeah.
Yeah, we
some-
don't want to go with that part of the ditch, but
Yeah,
I think we're on the right path.
because if we go to TCQ,
Yeah.
and which we did back in May, and we're still waiting for them,
I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
it'll never happen.
Usually wait.
Yeah, I've dealt with TCQ and it's
Councilman Hawkins, questions?
So we've got 7 of these that you've identified as tier 1 that are ODM.
I believe so. Can you put the other slide up there? He can be.
We don't have the list of.
Yeah, those locations. were-
Yeah, the blue one.
On the presentation.
All over you.
Yeah, that's all ODM, so that's 2. So that's like 9.
Do we have
Yeah,
any idea
yeah.
how much we want to get for our 100,000? I mean, has he?
You know, we'd have to take it out.
Well, that was part of my question. So if you've identified 9, he's going to give you in a proposals that they'll ask for, they'll identify each specific location, and they'll give you a cost to re-engineer, rebuild, reshape, whatever it is they have to do to get that thing into compliance and properly flowing water, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then based on that, we'll be able to see how far 100,000 will go.
Yes. And the good thing about it being in this area, you know, they don't have to travel to another side to do that. So we have the capability to have them just run down to another project and keep it going. But right now, I mean, it just all depends on bids when they come in. I mean, on this particular project, I wouldn't set out a bid package like the street maintenance side of it. Because I would go out and find contractors, give them a list, go walk through, have a design for them designs are pretty easy with the drainage stuff, and say, okay, this is what I have. How much is it gonna cost me to do this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then give me a quote.
So would you like have a scope of work for each specific location of what each scope?
Yeah,
of work-
which each one should be.
for each specific location, here's what you want done.
Yes.
Okay. And then a bid on that with potentially multiple bidders or?
Yes, I would definitely go out for multiple bids on that one. Yes, I try to get the best, just like the slats and stuff. I mean, we just definitely have to try to find the you know, and it's not always necessarily the cheapest one either. You want to.
No, I understand that. But it sounds like a tedious process if you're gonna have 9 specific locations with 9 specific scopes of work and multiple vendors for each scope of work at each location. It sounds kind of tedious, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's not gonna be easy. You know, that time consuming.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the second thought would be go out and have Please Nickel do that, and then we'd waste $40,000 or $100,000 to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And
And
then
it all goes to engineering studies.
yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
My question, wait, Councilman Watson.
Yeah, I had a couple of questions, just to make sure that, because I've slept since June. We talked about limiting it to the Lewis Creek watershed. I'm imagining that there are other culvert maintenance locations within the city that we're gonna have to get to at some point. Okay, so thinking about the road maintenance plan that we just talked about, have we done an overlap map? Do we know where what I'm getting at is, are we gonna make sure that we do any necessary culvert work on roads designated for our priority list of road maintenance
Yeah,
before we do that road maintenance, so that we're not having to double do that.
yeah, we've actually looked at a lot of the culverts that are on our current list right now. The severity of some of these are very minimal compared to the severity of some of these.
But I mean, the roads that we're gonna be doing in the road maintenance plan that we just talked about don't also have culvert work. We've done that overlapping, and we know that if we complete the work on the road, we're not gonna have to go back and do that to fix the culvert later.
Yeah, the roads that we have, for the maintenance program, not, at this point, I don't know if we have any major culvert repair on that. I've not done the overlap on those projects.
It might be worth doing that, just to
Yeah,
make sure
I
we're,
could definitely
right,
take a look at that.
that we're making sure the drainage fixes are done before we spend
Yeah.
the money. And then I just was wondering if there was a overlap between right-of-way vegetation issues and some of this stuff. It looks like from the pictures that there is. And
Yes,
so is it possible to do maybe an integrated work list where we're doing the right-of-way maintenance at the same time we're doing the work? Is there a cost saving there?
yes, actually, on going back to the road maintenance plan, we are doing right-of-way maintenance to do the roads themselves. But, yeah, on this section, we can, to save the cost, yeah, we can
Yes,
do a lot
to
of
do
that.
it at the same time.
Yeah, we would definitely, especially having, at that time I had 2 guys. And now that I have 3 people, we can definitely, we could look at it and assess the cost to see, okay, is it,
It seems to me like there's a lot of overlap between the right-of-way clearance, road maintenance, and the culvert maintenance. So just figuring out where there's overlap and where we could maybe knock a couple of things out at the same
Yeah,
time, save a little money.
absolutely correct.
I'd be curious to see an overlap map, just to see kind of where that lays.
Is the scope of work on these something that you can put together or something that we're gonna have to send up for the next?
Now it's something that we can,
Okay,
Yeah, we're not deciding anything tonight. We're just-
okay,
Yeah.
so my thought process on this is, number one, we agreed back in June that we'd wait until we had the answer from TCEQ. I still wanna look at that, what those costs are gonna be. Number two, we do need the overlap on the map based upon roads and everything that's getting worked on right now. Especially, meeting with county today, knowing that how many things are getting done all at one time in the next couple of months. Really wanna see that overlay map of what we're doing and where we're doing. I also wanna see where the other locations are in the city.
Yeah.
That needs culvert maintenance. And if there is a way, I'd like to see, what would make tier 1 in all of the city and what would make tier 2 in all of the city. Okay, in all of our city limits. Okay. So if we can get that information and bring it back to us, I feel a lot more comfortable with what's going to be approved here and what's not.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I definitely want to look at Casey Road and Culver. Yeah, talk about liability. I mean, we put those in there, somebody's gonna hit them. Yeah, you could just cut them flush. I mean, you don't have to replace the safety in them.
yes.
I mean, I got pictures, they're about this far out of there.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot, that's why I want to look at everything that's in the
The
city.
total car.
Compare it, okay? Because I know of 2 in Boulevardy Hills that are causing major property damage. Yes, and those haven't even been looked at.
Yeah, there's that big culvert down there at the dip.
Mhm.
That one's not even the problem, it's further back. Yeah. So, that's why I want to look at everything in the city.
The other thing too is it's not necessarily just the culverts themselves. We're talking about bordage, or about regrading bordages and stuff, and some of these driveways, just to let you know, have been built before, our
Mhm.
standards are.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
we're talking about, we can fix that bordage, but we have no authority over that driveway.
No, it's complicated for
It
sure.
complicates things, yeah.
Well, I'm sure at some point, though, the property owner's having a problem if it's already filled up. The water's not running where they originally intended it to go. So that is something that maybe working with the owners of the property, I mean, if they don't want to do it, well, then, okay, be it, then you can have water run through
yard.
Yeah.
But if not, I think a lot of them would be willing to work with the city and figure out some of those issues that are happening there, because it's not only causing property damage to that property owner, it's the one that's further down the hill and the one that's behind it.
Yeah.
And in some places, it's major flooding.
Mhm.
Okay. So, if anybody wants to add to what I said earlier,
Well, I think that I really just want to see that any correlation between the road maintenance plan and culvert work, whether it's culvert work that you've planned here for Lewis Creek or generally within the city.
Mhm.
I just don't want to see us spend all of that money on road repairs and have to go dig it up to, do other work later.
Yeah, and I hate to sound like a broken record, but that asset management system, we'd be able to prioritize some of these a lot better
Yeah,
and be able to say, okay, let's target these this year, and overlap them a lot easier. We don't have a GIS.
hear you.
We don't
we
have a
can't afford
GIS.
that right now.
Yeah, we don't have
We
a
can't
GIS.
afford it right now.
Money's too tight.
I know we have a lot of crayon. So,
Remember, you want to name
Excel,
employees.
Excel spreadsheet.
yeah, I'll get him to like.
And it is lawnmower.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
After you cut that, so draw me a map.
Yeah, I say we put this off until we have the rest of the information that we originally requested, regarding TCEQ, and then the overlap and the more information that we have requested as possible.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Aaron.
All right, moving on. Do we have any public comments? Did somebody pick up? No public comments? Reports by elected officials and city staff on items of community interest. In accordance with section 551.0415 of the government code, topics discussed under this item are limited to expressions of thanks, congratulations, or condolence. Information regarding holiday schedules. In honor of your salutary recognition of a public official, public employee, or other citizen. A reminder about an upcoming event organized or sponsored by the governing body. Information regarding a social security event and announcement involving an imminent threat to public health and safety of people in the political subdivision that has arisen after the posting of this agenda. I want to let everybody know that as of yesterday, the bridge that is being constructed over on Lower Smithson Valley Road has begun. There will be internet closures of that road. They will not close Smithson Valley Road, as that will be built towards the side of that, so we're not planning to ever close that, but right now they're doing all the preps, putting in the signs and everything. So that'll be probably over the next 6 months, 8 months going on. So be prepared for that. Also, 46, we're looking at maybe, we're hoping, June. So today, actually, I was driving that road and they were picking up some of the orange barrels and getting some of the signs out of the way, because some of those are going to be disappearing over the next couple of months. Just be prepared for that. If that's happening, they're going to be opening another lane up there also here in the next couple of weeks. Also, I want to remind everybody, please share our information. We now have these brochures over there about Comal Night Sky. Comal Bulverde is trying to, become Night Sky certified. I know we have lots of neighbors out there and lots of new businesses that are out there that are not compliant with dark sky. They are trying to get enough people and enough businesses to be able to have their 6 businesses to be able to apply. On Friday, we are actually doing a tour with the county commissioners of the Camp Bullis to be able to get their input about night sky also. Okay, does anybody have anything else? Oh, please, 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 we've had some burglaries that have happened in the last couple of weeks. Please remind your businesses out there to be cognizant of locking up and putting their security and their videos on, and also homes. Okay, we're having lots of people driving through our neighborhoods that don't belong there. It's easy for us to get through. They can come in, commit their crime, and be out of here in 10 minutes. Okay, so please, everybody, share that information. Does anybody else have anything else to add? Anything?
Just give that night sky back at Piper High School.
It's right over there. So, anything else? No? Okay.
All right, so we are going to convene into executive session at 7:29. Pursuant to Texas Government Code 551071, personnel matters, the city council will convene an executive session to deliberate the evaluation of duties of the city manager.
just that lingering.
I know.
Had to get it.
Now I've been on so many different types of things.
Vegas,
Philly,
Philly, Boston. And then there was a couple ad hoc trips.
Austin. Austin. Being a strip club tour.
I'm trying to visit all my girls in this quarter.
See how many girls have.
The winter's been cold.
Shouldn't see how many girls have seen
Okay, call the meeting back to order at 8:13 PM. There are no decisions on the executive session, and we can adjourn this meeting at 8:13. Yep.
Hey, this monitors